genuinely ask yourself a question. When was the last time when you ran out of money? When was the last time when you thought that you have to change something, right? When was the last time when you saw someone that is doing very, very well and you kind of promised to yourself that you can also do well and you're going to find a way to get things in order? When was the last time when you promised something to yourself and you didn't follow the promise? So you think you're broke, you have to look the people from the Federal Reserve. They're getting paid little to none. The starting minimum salary is 36,400 hours, which is basically around 3K a month. The crazy part, the minimum requirement to get hired is that you have to possess a PhD in economics. Let's run the numbers. You have different pay grade. There are people who are exempt and people non-exempt from overtime. It's very, very strict. Let's run the numbers. And I promise you, after watching this video, you're not going to feel the poorest guy in the room. Let's run the numbers. So first of all, you want to go to federalreserve.gov careers-salary. If you scroll down the careers and the open market positions, we're having two separate categories. You have a grade FR and you have a grade WE. So of course I have to Google it, right? So the difference between the FR and the WE is the expertise and the usual work that is required or part of the daily duties of each of these positions. So basically the first one, FR, are normal positions that are in office, white collar, economists, research assistants, etc. Right? The second, the WE, are non-exempt, which essentially have a different ranks. These are more you have a tech support, that kind, more broader positions. A lot of these positions do allow you to have overtime, but as we saw, there is a minimum and there is a maximum. It's very crazy that they put the actual range. So if you see the lowest pay over here, the minimum will be for the lowest grade FR-16, which is 36,400 hours. If you're in the same grade of education, of knowledge, of expertise, your top maximum is only 44,000 hours per year. Don't quote me on this. Probably some cashier in Target makes this much money without possessing PhD, which is crazy. In the next level, you got like 3K higher base salary, and you got around 16K higher upper maximum. To scroll down, remember all these positions require for the FR require PhD in economics. Why they require PhD? Because they want to make sure that you possess advanced skills and knowledge in the industry. Not to mention you have to have published papers, you have to be cited, you have to have papers that are on the current economic issues, something that is currently important, currently trending. You cannot post a paper on why John Maynard Keynes was pro-government to essentially step in when the economy is going bad, right? You cannot write something about historic events. If we scroll down, you will see that the top highest level, the highest grade, the person who possesses the most knowledge, probably years of experience, the base is 150,100, and the absolute maximum this person could be paid is 295,000. This, in my opinion, sounds normal to be the base salary for everyone working in the Federal Reserve, right? When you hear the Federal Reserve, you know these people kind of important. They work with very important data. They have access to very important economic data, advanced knowledge, right? You would think that these people, you know, because they have to have superior knowledge, they have to have superior skills to analyze the data, predict the future of the economic cycle, make plans, and based on these plans, they create a economic policy, and then we have the FOMC meetings and so on and so forth, right? The decisions about the interest rates, the quantitative tightening, easy. I'm not going to be boring you with all this information, but this, in my opinion, should be the base salary, 150, and there shouldn't be an upper maximum, because remember, This is not a government institution. The Federal Reserve, it's a private institution. It's not government institution, which means that the pay should be very well, right? As a private institution, the pay grade should be higher. The conditions should be much more flexible. It's not like you're applying for government position, which is very, very hard, very, very strict, da, 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 da. The pay is going to be always low because, the government has a lot of employees, has budget to follow. If you scroll down to the second types of positions in the employment wage structure, which is WE, the more broader employment, like tech support, etc., the base is higher. They're starting at 40,300 with maximum of 66,200. Maybe 2, 3K, 4K difference, not a big difference. The absolute max and top you can earn is actually lower. Starts at 120 and the upper limit is 197,000. Which again, this is very little money. I don't know how much work it is, in fact, to be honest. Might be little work, might be chilling most of the time and have to do, maybe you have to crunch the numbers once a month. But again, by default, I believe not only me, but a lot of you expect these guys to be making lots of money, at least on paper. Because if you look at the bottom of the report, it says the last updated is November, 21st of November 2025. So it's just recently updated. I cannot imagine what were the salaries prior to the virus and probably much lower. Very interesting. So this is why don't feel poor regardless of the job that you're working. Don't judge people seeing them with suits with nice clothes, going to work with briefcases, etc. Obviously, you don't really know who makes the big chunk of money, right? You might be thinking, imagine you're working whatever, some of these operators, some of these how we call, like the mobile operator plans. You go to Spectrum. I say you work in Spectrum, right? I don't know what is the salary. You make like 90K, something like this. Overtime, promotion, bonuses. You sell some phones, etc. Right? And you're traveling in the subway, and next to you have some guy 3-piece suit. You have a winter coat, briefcase, working in the Federal Reserve. You may be thinking this guy is making $500,000. But in fact, if the guy is like the pay grade, like the first pay grade, the level of actual uh, advancement of knowledge, this person, unless he's at the level 6, you will be making more money than him. And this is where people get things wrong. They think that it's a lack of time. I don't have time to do it. A lack of skills. I don't know how to do it. Or people say that they have lack of patience. I cannot wait to get rich. I cannot wait actually to start a business, to build, to grow, to expand, which it's all kind of fake excuses of simply not spending enough time to make the strategy that applies to your own life. Because you can always find time, because you can always get inspired by looking someone else's business. Think about a lady last year. She was selling air in cans. You open a can, like a small, soda can, and there is nothing inside. She made millions selling nothing. There was a guy 4 years ago. He was selling on iTunes 3 minutes and 50 seconds a song that was nothing on it. You listen, empty sound. It was something like calmness, named calmness, and you play it and it's nothing. You have to pay for it like $8, $7.99, something like this, and people bought it. The guy made millions. If this example doesn't give you the wake up call that anything could be bought and sold, if it's an original idea, and if you find early adopters, which is two key concepts, very simple. If you break down what the business is, first of all, original idea, something that you sit for the first time, you're kind of curious, it's kind of cool. It's not your thing, but you're very, very interested to see how it works or how it feels. or how it tastes if it's a food. So you spend money. This is how all the garbage sold on TikTok works. I was so curious. I see these people, building businesses from nothing on TikTok Shop. And I asked Perplexity, why the hell people buy all this crap, right? It's absolute garbage. Like, why would you buy shoes for like $8? The shoes is the most important item that you have. Your feet might hurt, you might get hurt, you might slip, you might fall. Always buy, if you're going to spend money on something, always buy nice shoes, nice, comfy, very good materials, breathable materials. Don't spend tons of money on jackets and sweaters and stuff that you can just wear a couple of days here and there. Shoes, you always wear shoes. And then I asked Perplexity, why people buy all this crap on TikTok Shop. Let's go back to the question. Perplexity said that the gamification on TikTok makes people to fall into the trap of having fun, funny video here, funny video there. In between, there is a stupid product that is stupidly cheap. So, in the same sense of being gullible and being brain rot to keep scrolling, in the same sense, people follow the trajectory of, oh, that's a funny item. Let me buy this stupid shit, right? Because it's stupidly cheap. So the whole sense of let's sell something stupid to people who fall for stupid jokes, for item that is genuinely has no real application or quality checks, it's absolutely mind blowing. And I'm not cheating on the entrepreneurs who are making money out of it. Shout out to them. These people are working. They don't wait for stimulus checks. But the main concept is that I'm giving you this for an example to understand that you don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to come up with something brand new. You don't have to offer supreme quality, right? You don't have to build the actual product. These people are not building the products. Everything is coming from China to begin with, right? So business these days, especially in e-commerce, you are the middleman. All of these people are the middlemen. They're not manufacturing, designing the products. They're just selling the products. So this makes your job even easier as an entrepreneur in 2026 and forward. Because a lot of these businesses require marketing skills, essentially how to market the products, how to present the product in a form of entertainment. 99% of commercials from the creators on TikTok represent the products in an entertaining way. They don't present the products in a salesy way, not how usually the old commercials used to work, right? So this makes your job even easier. If you're good in sales, you can start as a salesperson until you actually generate enough capital to start your own business. But there is no drawbacks. Learning this skill will never hurt you. Learning how to sell, it will always help you. It will always help you in your business side, in your personal life. Learning how to sell will teach you how to negotiate. Even when you record a one-sided video, like me recording right now, this helps you to create your own profile, to lay out your thoughts, organize them in real time, and being able to deliver a message that will reach out to other part of the camera, right? This also helps you not only to express and send the message, but also helps you to answer questions that people might have. They haven't asked you yet about that, but you already know what they're gonna ask you, and you're gonna over deliver. You heard that the biggest companies in the world believe in over delivering, meaning when you buy a product, you expect the product to be this much good, probably 5 out of 10. The best companies believe in over delivering. You receive the product and product is so good. The product is like actually 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. And people are so passionate. People thinking, oh my gosh, this product is so good. They probably gonna raise the prices soon because a lot of people like myself will find out that this is underpriced product. So people will go immediately and buy even more. This is how you get repeatable customers, repeat orders. And the repeatable customers or pitching your current customers is the easiest customers or orders that you're going to get because people already know you. They know the product, they know the service, and they trust you. Every time when they try something new line of products, new colors, new shapes, they're buying the trust. They don't buy the actual new design. Think about Apple, right? You don't really care. If I ask you what is the difference between the latest iPhone and the previous iPhone, I bet you most people will have no clue. So why people spend more money every single year on new device or every 2 years on new device? Because they buy the trust, because they don't have to study what is the memory, what is the camera, what is the chips, what are the processor, what are the new apps included in the software, what is the new iOS. No, they buy the trust. They go out and they install the latest upgrades because they buy the trust. They trust in Apple. This is what you probably have to understand. Building the sales skills, generate capital by selling someone else's products if you don't have capital to begin with. After you generate capital, you start your own business. You're selling your products by yourself. You're starting yourself, one business, one person. And then you hire other people. You teach them how to sell like you. And this is how you automate your business. No PhD required.